and this is the free PDF package. If you want the full package, including my solo guitar arrangement and the sound slice practice videos, I recommend joining Patreon. And when you join now on Patreon, you'll be automatically starting at the silver tier. And the silver tier actually gets you all of my PDFs and all of my tabs, all of my sound slice practice videos. And that's why I'm kind of making the silver tier the starting point, just because there's so much good stuff on there. And if you're already a Patreon member and you're at the espresso or coffee tier, you are automatically bumped up to the silver tier for everything when I started that a month ago. But if you want all the old stuff, then you still would have to join at the silver tier. But I'm reposting a lot of my most popular materials back again at the silver tier. Again, I'm talking about PDFs and tabs and sound slice practice videos. If you want the bonus videos, that's at the gold and platinum tier. Platinum gets all the behind the scenes and private lessons and all the juicy stuff, me working out this stuff. And again, you know, Patreon is my community where we're all practicing and learning together. It's a really nice community. All of you pretty much are on Patreon, all of your names that I see here. So thanks for joining. If you're not a member on Patreon, there is a free tier that you can join at, and I recommend that you just join in and learn a lot of the stuff that we're going over and have fun in the process. So I'm loading up Patreon as well. Last song I taught was Pennies from Heaven. It's still loaded up. Hopefully you guys tuned into that one. Hey Alex, good to see you again. And Tom, welcome back. I appreciate you guys joining in. So Pennies from Heaven was the last live stream I did. I'm just going through a lot of the classics, my favorite jazz standards to play and to share. And I haven't actually taught this song in a while. I'm talking about Ain't Misbehavin', so this will be a fun one to go through. And so what I posted for Ain't Misbehavin' that you can grab in the link in the description is the basic chart, my guitar tabs and lead sheet, plus a chord chart. So we've got you covered for the basic level of it. If you want my solo guitar arrangement, then you'd have to join in at the silver tier. And I posted that recently with an update too. And I have this also for the ukulele. I didn't share that, but if you're a ukulele player, you can grab those as well. So here is my lead sheet here. Chords, the basic. This is just the basic. I'm going to show you what chords I like to use, even though there's many different versions that you'll see online. But it's essential. Let's just get started here. It's essentially 1-6-2-5, meaning this in the key of C, C major 7, or C6, A7, D minor 7, G7. But nobody plays that A7. Not nobody, but that's totally fine. That would be the very, very basic. No one to talk with, I'm all by myself. No one to walk with, I'm happy on the shelf. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. I know for certain the one that I love. I'm through with flirting, it's you that I'm dreaming of. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. Like Jack Horner in a corner, don't go nowhere, what do I care? Your kisses are worth waiting for, dear, believe me. I don't stay out late, don't care to go. I'm home about 8, just me and my radio. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. And then we can go into some chord melody. or whatever. So that's the basic. I just wanted to play through it once to see kind of what chords I would do typically on this. And I did 3 different things I want to show you on those, especially on the A section. Obviously, it's an A song form. So I did 3 little variations on that A section. I'm going to show you the basic first. So let's get started. C major 7, A7, D minor 7, G7. I'm not going to go through the whole grip chord routine. Many of you know my routine that you can play through all these jazz standards with just 5 chord shapes, essentially 5 families. Hopefully you have that. I talk about that often. So I got C major 7, A7, D minor 7, G7, C major 7. Turn that to dominant. There we go. When the 1 chord turns to dominant, where does that go? You all know. Someone type it anyways. When the 1 chord, this is my pop quiz, Eric. When the 1 chord turns to dominant, it pulls you to the 4. To the minor 4. Oh, bittersweet. I love that minor 4 chord. That's a borrowed chord. My F minor is from the C minor world. And the scale you would always play on the minor 4, just Tracy's favorite scale, is the melodic minor, right on the root. However, I've been kind of a big fan of the harmonic major scale lately, so I might play a C harmonic major. And I did the lesson on Blue Skies. Check that out. And I did a separate lesson on just the harmonic major scale. But definitely what's more common practice is the melodic minor. And then it goes to the 3. At least this is what did I write here? I wrote 1, 6, 2, 5. I kept it really basic on my lead sheet. I like the 3. After the F minor to the E minor. 6, notice a little sharp 5 action. G7, D minor 7, G7 for you. 3, 6, 2, 5. And so when I say 3, 6, 2, 5 in the key of C, that means E, A, D, G. We want this E, A, D, G, that bass line movement. But specifically for the turnaround for the 3, 6, 2, 5, most people will play these as dominant. So E7, A7, D7, G7. And that's your first turnaround. And then back to the C. And you can do C major 7, C6, C6, 9, whatever you prefer. I like C major 7 a lot for this song, okay? So here's the second A section. I'm just gonna show you what I like to do often. And I vary it up depending on how I feel and where I'm at on the fretboard even. Instead of the A7, I'm subbing out C sharp dim 7 for the A7. So you get a nice chromatic bass line. That's a sharp 1 diminished, which is just a sub for the 6. So you have C major 7, C sharp dim 7, D minor 7, G7. Now check this out, C major 7. Now the chart will say C7. I'm gonna go to E minor 7 flat 5. Why? Because if you put C in the bass player might just stick with C. But if I play E half dim, E minor 7 flat 5, that gives me what? I'll kind of quiz you guys today. What does E minor 7 flat 5 over a C bass give us? A C dominant what? And that's okay if you don't know, I'll tell you, it gives us a C9 chord. So if I play this E half dim and put a C in the bass, we now have C dominant 9, okay? Beautiful sound. If I played a C, E fully dim, that gives us a flat 9. That's a darker flavor. I don't really want that dark of a flavor. Not that it's bad, I just want it a little bit lighter sounding. So why do I do that? To get this bass line. Sometimes I like a F minor major 7. Kind of has a little darker sound. But F minor 7 would probably be the quick grab chord for most people. And then the E minor 7, that's instead of the 1, creates like a 9. Even if the bass player plays C in the bass, because the chart says C, and you play E minor, that's totally fine. It gives us a C major 9. A7, I like the sharp 5, a little bit of color. D minor, I'm gonna go to D minor 9. G7. G7 flat 13, or G13 rather, then flat 13. Second ending, C6, kind of resolves it nicely. F major, F minor, C6, E7. That pulls us now to the B section, which starts on the A minor. A minor is a relative minor of C major. So that's how you want to memorize it and remember the modulation scheme that is pulling us to the relative minor. And that's important because, you know, you might have to play the song in the key of F, the key of E flat, and you want to know, where does that bridge go to? You know, the B section, where does it go? It goes to the relative minor. So you got to put that 5 chord in front of it to go to the relative minor. So quick quiz, what is a relative minor of F major? Okay, F major, if we're playing this song in the key of F major, what is the relative minor? These are the steps that it takes theoretically to know to be able to do this. D minor, D minor, D minor. Look at you guys are so fast. So what is the 5 chord of D minor? What's the 5 of D? That's what you want to be thinking. That's a chord that you'd put to go to D minor. A7, thank you. So if we were to play the song, in the key of F, there's that A7. Now we're in the key of D minor, or, you know, for that B section. That's how easy it is once you understand and can translate, you know, and understand the progression into numbers. It really is beneficial for you. So I always go through that in all of these lessons. It's all about translating into numbers and understanding the chord progression so that you can master these songs and play it in any key. Of course, some are harder than others, right? So, well, thanks for tuning in. If you guys are just tuning in, we're going through Ain't Misbehavin' by Fats Waller, analyzing it, talking about chord substitutions and all that stuff. Grab the PDFs in the description. Those are just the really basic PDFs, the lead sheet and the chord sheet. So let me play that A section again for you, that second one. This is the version I probably use the most, but I want to show you yet another one as well. I'll do that as the first ending. Right here. Isn't that nice? C major 7, E half dim as a sub for the C7. But that bass line, if you're playing solo guitar especially, pulls us nicely. Tritone. Like Jack Horner in the corner, don't go nowhere, what do I care? So that's A minor. I love the A minor 6 for the color. The melody is very, very bluesy. It's just right off the like the minor pentatonic. C and A, the flat 3 and the 1. Then on the F7, I'm playing F9. That's a flat 6, very bluesy again too. Same melody note. Then on the D7, like it's the 2-5 of A minor, same melody note, right? So you have and then it goes to C sharp for that A7. So that's something that's really fun to practice. I like to do that type of thing when I'm playing solo guitar, is hit the chord, hit the melody, and that's A7. So the B section is tricky. I gotta tell you, it is tricky for sure. So you got the one, we're in A minor, you got the flat 6 to the D7, which is the pretending A is going to 2-5, the 4 dominant, if you want to think that. And then the A turns to 7. That's what's tricky, is that the A then turns to dominant 7. And then it goes down to G major. Now it modulates, so now we're in the key of G major. Just 2 bars of G major. And this is on the words, your kisses are worth waiting for. Let's see, your kisses are worth waiting. So that's 1, 6, 2, 5, but notice I'm using the dim 7 sub again. 1, sharp 1 dim, which is for E7. If you wanted it really inside, you might just go to E minor, like this. Your kisses are worth waiting. Your kisses, kind of sweet, not very bluesy. The E7 makes it bluesier, you know, the secondary dominance. E7 is a 5 of A minor. But again, for guitar players, we love that sharp 1 dim as a sub for the 6 because that gives us that chromatic bass line. Your kisses are worth waiting for. And that's now G7. So we were in G, 1, 6, 2, 5, G sharp dim, which is sub for E7, A minor 7, D7. We can do that all day long, 1, 6, 2, 5, right? And then you'd think it goes back to G major, but now it goes to G7. Aha. That's gonna pull us back to C, right? But there's a little prolongation there. Like a 2 dominant of that, it's really just a 6. So it's a 5. And then this, are we in G or are we in C? I'm thinking we're in C now. So this G7 has this little prolongation. A7, D7, and back to G7. For me, I don't stay out late, and then back home. Now I'm going to show you another sub that's really sweet on this. It's kind of more similar to like the song Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered, if you know that. Right, you guys hear it? Except Bewitched, it's a little bit different there, but the walk-up is still the same. I'm going to show you that in a second. But that's the B section. Let's just go through that again. It's a little bit tricky. Let's go through it nice and slow. Again, if you're just tuning in, definitely grab my chart here, the lead sheet, the PDFs, the chord charts, the basic chords. I am showing you some of my favorite substitutions already. So, you know, it's nice to learn the basic version and then the real, you know, practical version of what you want to do in when you're actually playing it live, you know. A lot of the chromatic movements, the tritone sub, and the diminished passing chord. Cheers, thanks for joining me again. I appreciate you all being here. So, let's take it to the bridge, fellas. We have A minor 6. Like Jack Horner, F9. Bluesy, that's that flat 6 bluesy. In a corner, D9, don't go nowhere, what do I care? A7, I like to go boom, boom, boom. So that A7 is like a 2 dominant. You would expect it to go to D7, right? It doesn't. You could do a quick A, D, boom. Your kisses are worth waiting for, dear, believe me. So that was 1, 6, 2, 5 in G, which is the 5 of C. Again, this is all related, the big scheme of the modulations. That's how you want to think of it. We're in the 5. And then don't go to the major 7, make it dominant, and do this movement. Practice this with me here. I'm just doing 3 note shapes. It's a nice movement. G7, A7. I'm just omitting the 2nd string, if you're wondering. That's essentially what 3 note shapes are, the shell shapes. You just want to have the root, the 3rd, and the 7th. No 5th, no 9. You could. Okay. But if you wanted to fill it out, G13, A13, D9, G13. And then the last A, let's do the Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered subs. You'll have to check out that tune if you are not familiar with that great tune. E minor, sorry, E7, F major 7. And then don't do F sharp dim like Bewitched. That's what it does there. It's like such a cool progression, chromatic. So let me talk about what I did there. This is not written on the basic chords, so I'm just showing this to you as a bonus here. C major 7, C sharp dim 7, D minor 7. Now instead of going to G7 like before, we're just creating this walk-up bass line, D sharp dim 7, and that pulls us to E minor, which is a sub, again, for the one chord, the C major. Okay, so we get this truly chromatic movement with these dim 7 leading tone passing chords. Sweet. Builds. Now once we're on that E minor 7, we're not going to go to E minor 7 flat 5. We could, that would be that C9, but we're going to go to E7. And that's going to pull us nicely into the F major and then the F minor. You can do F minor 7, F minor 7, F minor 6, whatever you want to do, F minor major 7. And then 3, 6, 2, 5, 1 back home. Let's do that again, that last A section. Don't stay out late, don't care to go. You're misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. Tom, don't be sorry. Let's talk about the last A section. I'm doing the bewitched, bothered, and bewildered subs for this, okay? This might not be written in any fake books, but it's just a nice common sub to get us to the 4 chord. You have the 1, you have the sharp 1 dim. You have the D minor 7, the 2, the D sharp dim, which is a sub for the B7. It's just pulling us to the E minor being the sub for C major. Okay, so we have this. E7 sounds like that's going to pull us to A minor. It kind of does, but the A minor triad is contained in the F major 7 chord. That's why it feels so good. Don't stay out late, don't care to go. I'm home about 8, just right there. About 8, just me and my radio. So this could be used, just so you know, on any of the A sections. I'm just using this as kind of a nice variation on the last A section to give it something different, to make it have this kind of heightened emotional. Listen to the bass. Don't stay out late, don't care to go. I'm home about 8, just me and my radio. You could do something like that, like go to the flat 3 and go to A flat major if you want to nirvana it up a little bit. But listen to that, sounds so cool with this chromatic bass line. And then let's do tritone sub on the way down. Minor 4-1, very sweet ending if you want to end it like that. There's so many possibilities. That's why it's fun to just have, you know, these common ending licks down. You could even do the night and day ending. You all know about the night and day ending. I love that too. Saving my love for you. So when the vocalist is holding that note, the C, the root, you know, assuming they're just playing it, singing it as written, don't stay out late, don't care to go. I'm home about 8, just me on my radio. Misbehaving, I'm saving my love for, ready? You. Chet Baker style ending. So instead of going to the 1 like you'd expect, this is the beautiful ending. This is from Night and Day, Cole Porter. You go to the sharp 4, half dim, which is a sub for the 1, but it definitely creates that tension right away. See, here's C, we got the, gives it like a Lydian flavor. And then you walk down minor 4, to the 3, to the flat 3 dim, to the 2, and then right there I just did a D flat major 7. As long as you get the chromatic bass line, you can do dominant if you want, and then C major. And I did a little Lydian chord. You all remember my little trick there on the Lydian to get that Lydian flavor? All you have to do to bring out that Lydian mode is go down a half step from the root and play minor penta. And that's B minor penta against C major, which creates this. It's like a D triad, essentially, D6, which has that F sharp, which is Lydian. Hey Eric, you're in the Cole Porter mood. Man, every time we say goodbye, that's such a gorgeous song. Let's do that one. Thanks for recommending. We'll do that one next week. Every time I say goodbye, I cry a little, I die a little. Gorgeous song. Yeah, Cole Porter's one of my favorites. I got a lot of Cole Porter songs on Patreon already. A lot of etudes, lots of solo guitar arrangements, but not that song. So there's too many good ones. So let's go ahead and play through this. I want to make sure you guys have the chords for this. We're in the key of C. We could try it in a different key as well if you want. Just type it in the chat if you want to try it in a different key. But you know, what's most important is that we talk numbers. 1, 6, 2, 5. 1. Turn that 1 to dominant. 4. Minor 4. 3, 6, 2, 5. Turn around. 3, 6, 2, 5 again, but as dominance. And have fun. Again. 1, 6, 2, 5. 1. Turn that 1 to dominant to the 4. Minor 4. 1, 6, 2. First time. 3. Tritone sub. Walk it down chromatically. I got to talk about that. Eric, thanks for the tip. Appreciate that. Today's session is brought by Eric Mintz. So the 3, 6, 2, 5 turnaround, you could tritone sub it out. That's what my lingo. Tritone sub it out. That means this. Chromatic bass line. Tritone sub is beautiful and it's easy. Okay, my 2 things. Easy, sounds good, gotta do it. Watch this. That's so easy. And the bass player might do this still. Because that's what's written in the fake book, the Django fake book or the iReal Pro. So they're gonna go E, A, D, G, but you could do this tritone. Sounds so good. So don't worry about it, it's gonna work just fine. And that means for us guitar players, we can do stuff like this. We can take any little lick and just walk it down chromatically, you know, a little filler. You don't have to think. Let's keep doing the A section a few times till you get it. Dominant, 4, minor 4. 1, 6, 2, and here we go. Tritone sub. 1, 6, 2, 5. Hopefully you have all that 1, 6, 2, 5 in all my charts. 4, minor 4. We love that flavor. 3, 6, 2, 5. Tritone sub. 4, minor 4, 1. Put the 5 with the 6. E7, now it's gonna pull us to the B section. Like Jack Horner in the corner. Don't go nowhere, what do I care? You're kisses are worth waiting for, dear. Believe me, I don't stay out late, don't care to go. I'm home about 8, just me and my radio. Ain't misbehaving, saving my love for you. Little whole tone for fun. Whenever I hit that 9 sharp 11, I'm always hearing a little monk around there on the piano. And that's the chords. It's so much fun to just have fun exploring those chords. And again, we should try it in a different key. If we had a couple of hours, we could do it through all 12 keys. You're gonna learn a lot, and you'll learn kind of what maybe you can be working on too. And it's not easy. 1-6-2-5, I'll say, should be easy. So if you have trouble identifying 1-6-2-5, you gotta start there. You gotta start with 1-6-2-5. Check out my not last lesson. I'm doing lessons almost every day on live streams. That leads me to say this: like, subscribe, and notify, whatever. No, the bell, ring the bell. Like, subscribe, and then the bell. If you want to, get notified of when I'm doing live streams, which sometimes are very last minute, as many of you already know as well. Sometimes I just do it when I have the time and available. But I love sharing any of these ideas with you and these songs. Some of these I don't play very often. Every time we say goodbye for air, we'll do, and I don't even know when I played that one last. If I read through that maybe once, but it's such a beautiful song. So we'll learn that one together is what I'm saying. But back to the 1-6-2-5. Remember my lesson the other day on rhythm changes. Check that out. Grab those PDFs. They're still available on YouTube. I haven't converted it yet. All of these live streams go to Patreon. Some of them I leave up, and maybe I'll leave more of them up. 1-6-2-5, you guys, key of G, here we go. Okay, you got it? Grab your guitar, do this with me. 1-6-2-5. Now you're probably saying, Tracy, you didn't do the 6. I did not do the 6. I did the sub. I did 1 sharp, 1 dim. That's a sub for the 6. 2, 5. Do you always want to do that? I wouldn't do it on a song like Blue Moon. I'd probably go to the real 6. Because I want that sweeter vibe for the 6. But if I want, you can do it on all 6. But again, if you want the bluesier quality, slightly jazzier, do the sharp 1 dim. You can't go wrong. And then you can do 3-6-2-5 as the turnaround. Again, rhythm changes, study those in the key of B flat. 1-6-2-5, 1. Be able to do that anywhere. Ready? Quiz you. E flat, go for it. 1-6-2-5, E flat. Well, here's E flat. Here's the real 1-6-2-5. 1-6-2. Right? Gotta be the bass player first. Then put the chord. 1-6-2-5. And there's Blue Moon. Blue Moon. Da, 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 da. Ba-do-ba-dee-da. Well, don't go to the subs, but I do have a lesson on Blue Moon, obviously, and a solo arrangement. 1-6-2-5 is so important. If you are wanting to play jazz, wanting to study jazz, you gotta master 1-6-2-5 in every key. I guarantee that'll get you 50% of the way there mastering these jazz standards by mastering 1-6-2-5. And then again, I didn't show you, but with Blue Moon, 1 sharp, 1 dim. That's the sub for the 6. So check it out. Now we have this chromatic 1-6, but I'm doing sharp 1 dim, 2-5. So it's beautiful. You can just map this out. See? 6, 2, 5, 1. Yukon. Yes, we had a great lesson the other day. If I might say so, Yukon's on a diamond tier Patreon member. I still have 5 slots left on, I think 4 or 5, on the diamond tier. If you guys want to take a private lesson with me, I look like I'm promoting this coffee cup. It just says coffee. I don't know. Promoting coffee, brought to you today by Eric. Thanks for the tip. If you're interested in studying with me on any particular song or just wherever you happen to be at, if I can help out, you can join me at the diamond tier level on Patreon. That not only gets you access to everything on Patreon, but it also gets you a 30-minute private Zoom lesson with me too. So definitely consider that if you're wanting some further help, if you have more questions. So let's talk about the melody a little bit for Ain't Misbehavin', okay? I know I'm talking a lot of shop again, and we can go through all 12 keys, but my spiel on just understanding 1, 6, 2, 5, key of G, 1, turn the 1 to dominant, now go to the 4, minor the 4, 3, 6, 2, 5, 3, 6, 2, 5 with dominance. You can do tritone sub. That's key of G. That's your A section for Ain't Misbehavin'. Key of D flat. Ooh, nasty. But it's just higher than C. Turn that to dominant. 4, minor 4, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. Easy. Name a key, somebody. Let's practice it together. I'll do it a little bit slower and go through the process before we hit the melody. Can someone name a key? There's 12 keys. Well, there's 12 major keys, 12 minor keys, if you don't think it that way. 24 keys, maybe. Key of E, ooh. Nice key. Ooh, get a little open strings. So, Bob, thank you for mentioning key of E. I'm going to see you tomorrow for your diamond tier lesson. I'm looking forward to it. Key of E, here we go, you guys. 1, 6, 2, 5. 1, 6, 2, 5. Do that again. 1, 6, 2, 5, 1. Okay? So the chords that would go with it, say we want kind of a Willie Nelson version. No one to talk. Trying to sing like Willie. I love Willie too much to try to do that. I'll do that with Bob Dylan though. But E major, C sharp minor, F sharp minor, B7. We can jazz it up. We could do E major 7. We could do E6, C sharp minor 7, F sharp minor, B7. But notice how I'm just playing around the bass line. Or we could do the sharp 1 diminished as I just talked about. E major, F diminished 7, F sharp minor, B7. Back to E major, turn that to dominant, A major, A minor. That's 4 to the minor 4. Back to the 1, 6, 2, 5. Now we're going to go to the 3. With the 3 of E is G sharp. Let's check out the tritone sub, how nice it is. It's too easy. Right? Tritone sub. A section, key of E, Ain't Misbehavin'. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really easy version. Here. That same movement I showed you earlier. Check out the movement. 3, tritone sub, 6, 2, tritone sub. It's so beautiful. 4 minor, 4, 1. Quick quiz. We gotta go to the relative minor. What's the relative minor of E major? Anybody, type it in quickly. What is the relative minor? I'm gonna show you my hack, my trick. Here's E, the key that we're in, the major key. Boom, 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 boom. Go down 3 frets. Walk it down chromatically. 3 frets. That's your relative minor. We're in C sharp minor. Nobody typed it. Thank you, Tom. What's a 5 of C sharp? G sharp 7. And then it goes to C sharp minor. Okay? And then you gotta go to that flat 6. D flat, yeah, C sharp is the correct name that you'd want to say instead of E flat. And that's just due to the scale of the key of E. You would have E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, not D flat, D sharp, and E. You'd want to use sharp notes for spelling purposes. So again, the 5, and then now we're in the key of C sharp minor. So let's talk about the melody, guys. Again, I'm just kind of showing you how the process, again, of thinking and memorizing these songs to make it really easy using tritone subs. It's so beautiful that you can get away with all of this and make it easy on yourself once you understand, the function and the Roman numerals and the numbers. Sun is starting to come out. The coffee is kicking in. I like it. It feels good. All right. Melody. Key of C. You can do it here. It starts on the root. Or here. Or low. Or here. High. Experiment. I know my tabs say here. But learn it everywhere. I mean, really, just like chords, don't just read tabs on the melody, maybe at first, but you're gonna really benefit, especially if you're like, I love Ain't Misbehavin', I wanna master Ain't Misbehavin'. If you really wanna master it, you'll learn the melody in 4 different places, as many places as possible. This will help you with chord melody. Whoa, I did a sub there. I didn't realize what I did there, but until I did it. On the C chord, instead of C major, you know how it goes to C7, I put G minor 7 to make it a 2-5. So I went G minor 7, C7, I'm doing C13, and then on the F chord, I'm doing F6. Notice the melody, dreaming of, and I went like this, dreaming of. Again, now I'm talking about how 2 things, twofold. Learn the melody, you already know the chords, now you can come up with your own chord melody arrangement. If you don't want to go through the process, you just grab mine. It's on Patreon. So that's my spiel on the melody, is just learn the melody really well, the basic melody, then you can mess around with it and change it to however you want. I mean, honestly, when you listen to Louis, Ella, Billie Holiday, Willie, Frank, all your favorite jazz singers, rarely do they sing the melody exactly how it's written on the lead sheet. That would probably be a little bit boring if it was exactly like that and very square. they were written like that because they want to make it playable for the, common person at home on their pianos back then in the day, without all these little phrasing, articulations and embellishments. But those are what the great singers and instrumentalists are doing, is they're embellishing around the melody to make it musical and lyrical and sing and soulful. So take that to heart. Just learn the basic melody, and then improvise around it. Some of you are like, yeah, that's what I do already. I skip the basic melody, just improvise around it. Sure, I do recommend learn the basic melody first and then break the rules, right? You got to know the rules before you can break them, type of a thing. This song is way too much fun. I really, now I like that 2/5. Chord experimenting. I'm not going to talk soloing on this. My process for this varies, but I do recommend being able to outline chords with arpeggios. Okay, I guess I'll talk a little bit. Just outline like this, really simple. I know you're probably saying, Tracy, that's not leads, those are chords. They are, but like I said, you understanding chords will help you extract those leads. You're just connecting. And you can always get back to the chords. Thanks guys for joining me today on Ain't Misbehavin'. That was a fun lesson. It was really great to see you all. Keep at it. Join my community on Patreon. I would love to see you on there. Please say hello. Eric, thanks for the tip. I really appreciate it. We'll do every time we say goodbye for you this week later. My syllabus always changes week to week, and sometimes I change my mind depending on how I feel, because hey, this is my live stream. I can do whatever I want. So hey, have a great day. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. See you guys. Cheers.